Today on episode 241 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, our media recommendations, college football corner, president, the NFL Week 11 pick show, and the TCF top 3 of NFL coaches. Let's roll. All right, guys. So this Sunday, Bears Packers. We're going to get deep into it in this episode. But Sunday morning, about 11:15 ish Central Time, we will be going live on our channels. Make sure that you like the Facebook page, follow us on X, subscribe on YouTube, all that good stuff. We will be going live with a full Bears Packers preview game. Kicks off at noon, so we will be going live at about 11:15 ish Central Time. Maybe jumping in at halftime, kind of just playing it and seeing how the day goes. But definitely jump in, join us, throw us your questions. You can attempt to make fun of my Packers, whatever you want to do. I'm excited for it, though.
For the game. Predictions, anything you want to say bad about the Bears or us, you can also do that. But, I mean, if you're in the comments, we will be bringing them up. So then, like I said, predictions, what do you think the Bears need to do? Just kind of stuff like that. If you're a Bears fan and need to get stuff off your chest, we'll be there at 11:15 a.m. Sunday.
Hello and welcome back, Typical Chicago Fans, brought to you by our incredible sponsor, Connect Roasters Coffee. Today is episode 241. You can find us on X at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook and Instagram. Give those pages a like as well. For all of our content in video form, we are on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe there. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are also there. So subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars, whatever you can, wherever you get your podcasts. You can find me on X at BoomyTCF. And, of course, the man that I'm joined with tonight, that is Zach at ZLiliaTCF. Zach, this is dog days of fall, baby. It's starting to actually feel like it consistently.
It's not bad though.
No,
I've driven by
today
the
was
golf
nice.
course
When the sun's out, it's not bad.
The golf course, there's still people out there every once in a while, so I don't know if I would be doing that. It's still Boomy, what is your lowest temperature to golf?
I think the lowest I've ever played in was maybe like 45, but this was pre-COVID, before kids. So now
I would
it's
golf at 60 degrees, 55.
Yeah, I think legitimately now, like the lowest I would play. I think I played in an outing like a month ago, and it was like 58, maybe.
That's the only way I would do it. If I was in an outing and it was cold, but fun, no.
Yeah, yep. I'm just, like I said, I played in that outing. I think it was like October 12th or 13th or something like that. And that was the last time my clubs have seen the light of day, other than hitting golf balls around the yard with the little guy. But yeah, usually October 1st starts wrapping up, but
I don't think you get much better either when it's cold.
No, for sure. And like, I feel like all I do is complain that it's cold.
Yeah, and mess up my clubs.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. That reminds me, I got to move mine out of the unheated garage into the closet right behind the camera here.
It's crazy. The last 2 years, I have put my clubs in my basement, which is a normal temperature, and I've had 3 clubs snap on me. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, that's strange. I don't know what to tell you on that one, because you're doing what you're supposed to.
And I got them from TaylorMade. It's not like now that I'm not boozing, I'm not like too hard on the clubs.
Right. Yeah, that's I don't know, man. I think TaylorMade just screwed you over.
Yeah, they got me.
We're officially out on TaylorMade's, I guess, here at
a very expensive hobby.
Yes, it is. Yeah, and I've started the off season. Like, do I become a member next year? Right now, if I had to make a guess, I'd say no, because I'll just.
There's always that no until it's a yes.
Yeah, until it's $1,100 and you got other stuff going on. So
yeah, I'm almost there. So
yeah, it's not fun right now. So we'll see. Thank God for like golf now. Like you can pick up, and go play for $20 somewhere in a midday in the summer.
The only thing that gets you is the downtime during the summer.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You're like, oh man, I could go golfing right now, and
yeah, I get bored really easily. So
Yeah, it's expensive.
It is. That it is. Make golf affordable, people. That's the movement we're starting here.
Bowling is affordable.
Yeah, no thanks. Not for me.
I like bowling. I've become a bowler. I'm not saying I'm great at it, but over the last few years, I enjoy bowling once a week.
Yeah, it's something to do. Like the winter is the best time for bowling, and the winter is my busiest time of the year. So
When it's dark at 4:30, might as well just go bowling.
might as well do something for sure. Let's jump into things as always. We've got sinkers and floaters. And my sinker this week is the haka dance, and not necessarily that it's a bad thing, but it's being on the other end of the haka dance. There was a bill they're attempting to pass in New Zealand's parliament that would reverse some sort of controversial law or treaty from back hundreds of years ago. And one of the parliament members broke out into the haka, where she's standing there. If you don't know what the haka is, go to YouTube, type in HAKA. It's from like they do them at rugby matches and stuff like that. But the camera is just perfectly placed in front of it. And like, obviously it's just a video, but I was terrified. I do not want to be the guy on the other end of those haka dances ever.
No. But it was a wild place to do one.
Obviously, people that feel a certain way, that's, when they're...
No, but
I feel
like that, I would not expected it there.
Right. And I think that maybe that they did that to show how, important this bill is or what. I didn't read too deep into it. But yeah, every time I see that, I just fear for the person on the other end of like having to stare that down.
It's intimidating.
Super. And it doesn't really matter who it is. If it's a 6'5" guy or a 5'5" woman doing it, it doesn't matter. If it's done right, it is terrifying. But they're so cool. I find myself in rabbit holes on TikTok watching hakas all the time.
My sinker is very different from that. It's the NFL international games. Why don't we send the best teams to the international games? Why are we sending trash teams?
I don't disagree with you, but we sent two good teams to Brazil in the Packers and Eagles, and me and everybody else complained because Jordan Love got hurt in that first game.
Well, that was poorly done.
That's why.
I think it was poorly done. I think like the Munich games and
London.
Those are put on right. I think that they kind of rushed the Brazil. Was it Brazil?
Yeah, Sao Paulo, I think.
Yeah, that was kind of rushed.
Yeah, that's bad.
I know what you mean, but like I want to see like Chiefs Ravens in London.
Right. And I'm just speaking from devil's advocate side of someone who had their quarterback hurt in an international game. I think they're stupid.
They shouldn't start it till like week 3 or 4. Let these teams get into the flow. That was week 1. That was just weird.
Yeah, I was I'm just, ever since then, I've never really been a big... I like the fact that like we have those games where like we can wake up at 8:30 in the morning and there's a game on, then we can watch football till 10 o'clock at night.
But Jaguars Giants,
yeah, like who cares?
Awful. And then Bears Jaguars, which isn't much better.
Yeah. I completely understand what you're saying, but if they're going to be done correctly, then I completely agree with you. But
which I think they are, other than the Brazil one this year. They've all been done correctly.
They've gotten better, I think. I think there were some issues early because they were playing on soccer grass, where a lot of these billion-dollar soccer teams are investing in like the removable.
Gotta be better than Soldier Field, so.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. My floater, on the other hand, is the MLB awards, which, by the way, on a Thursday night, that's typical MLB, right? Just stupid.
Shota singing "Go Cubs Go."
Well, that's what I've got here. Shota, second team All MLB, like Zach said, saying the "Go Cubs Go," and then even on the South side, Garrett Crochet, comeback player of the year. So, not a lot of baseball to be talking about right now, but at least two awards claimed by Chicago baseball players. So that was kind of cool to see.
It does kind of suck, though, that the player that won an award may not even be on the White Sox team to start the season.
Yeah, it's still, I mean, we can't forget that was the worst team in modern baseball history.
I'm still surprised that Garrett Crochet is on the team.
I think he'll be around. He's young enough and in enough control. I don't know. That's a question
I'm
for
just
us
saying
to talk about in
trade-wise. I
February.
thought they would have traded him at the
Yeah, but
deadline
if they
last
didn't
year.
trade him at the All-Star break, they're not going to trade him now.
You
You're going to
never know
get
with
less
the White
return
Sox.
on him.
You never know
But
what they will do.
that is true. That is very true. What's your floater this week?
It's Netflix. We are recording this Friday night and before the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. So many people are gonna get Netflix just for this. I mean, most of the world has Netflix, but
Mm-hmm.
people are gonna get this and just forget. And then Netflix
Yeah.
is just about to make so much money.
Yeah, Netflix just wrote themselves like a $2 million check today.
Also, I heard that Jake Paul's getting like $40 million for this.
Yeah,
What?
Jake Paul's getting 40 and Tyson's getting 20.
Where's all this? Like, how are they making so much money on this?
Sponsorship.
Wow.
Everything's going to be sponsored.
It's at Jerry's
It's like
World,
every
right?
Jake Paul fight. What?
It's at Jerry's World.
Yeah.
So how you're not even get close to filling that place up?
I don't think you aim to fill it up. You aim to fill the lower bowl.
I know, but if I have an event, I want to go somewhere where it looks packed. I don't want to go somewhere where like you see a bunch of empty seats because I understand there's still gonna be a lot of people there, but it's just like what it looks like. I don't think.
Yeah, the problem is it fits like 80,000 and they're going to put 40 in it,
Yeah, it's like you almost want to go somewhere that fits 40,000 and you get
But
40.
also in the same breath, Jerry's World is smart. What else is? I mean, unless there's a concert going on there tonight, like you're
Oh
filling
yeah, no problem with
the
Jerry's World,
stadium.
but if you're like the people who are putting on the Mike Tyson fight, you almost want to go somewhere where it will sell out the whole place.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. What do you think on this fight? I think Tyson's going to get his ass kicked. If I'm being honest with you,
I don't know. I hope Mike Tyson wins. I want Mike Tyson
yeah,
to
I
win.
think the world hopes Mike Tyson wins, but Mike Tyson is 58 years old.
But if he somehow wins, I mean, he's crazy.
Dude, okay, so I also looked this up. Guess what year Mike Tyson last won a sanctioned licensed fight? 2003.
That's his last fight, right?
That was his last
No, because he lost his last
non-exhibition.
fight.
Well, that was an exhibition.
Oh.
And he lost his last two. His last win was in 2003. Jake Paul was like 5 years old.
Dude, he is insane. The answers he gives some of these questions are just like.
Did you see the one with the little kid when he's like his legacy? He's like, "I'll be dead,"
which is kind of cool to say, though.
Yeah, but not to a 10-year-old.
Oh, I know, but
that's insane.
Cool when you're like, I don't even care about my legacy, and you have like.
Yeah, but he stole that from Mike Leach. Mike Leach made that famous like 5 years ago.
I don't think Mike Tyson has ever heard a word Mike Leach said.
I don't think that's true. I think everybody has heard of Mike Leach.
I don't think so, dude. I bet you he lives in this crazy world.
I just think that
mushrooms and smokes weed.
I don't know. I really hope Tyson wins. I don't think there's a shot in hell that Tyson wins.
And if Jake Paul's really going to call out Canelo, that would be insane.
Yeah, I mean he's going to.
Canelo, it's going to be on. Take Canelo like a minute and a half, dude. Maybe less.
But the more time that passes until this fight happens, the older Canelo is going to get.
I know, dude, but he's not like going to be Mike Tyson age. Mike Tyson at Canelo's age right now would have destroyed Jake Paul.
I don't disagree, but like I also think that like Jake Paul he's dedicated the last 5 years of his life to boxing. He's not a bad boxer.
Zero chance against Canelo. Zero.
Oh, I don't disagree. But he has become a legitimate boxer.
Fight, that's crazy.
If what?
If he gets the fight.
Well, think about it. Even if he shows up and gets knocked out in a minute and a half, he's going to make $50 million.
Then like today, it's like this guy is about to fight Mike Tyson, and it's Jake Paul doing like one of his old YouTube videos. It's like this guy is fighting Mike Tyson.
For $50 million, I'll go let Canelo beat my brakes off for a minute and a half. I wouldn't last a minute. I'm just going to run around and for $50 million.
Flat by Mike Tyson, that scared him. I don't care what you said, dude. That's scary.
Also, slap. Come on, Mike. You're better than that.
He stepped on his foot. That's why.
You don't slap another man. Dave Chappelle taught us that, or Charlie Murphy taught us
do
that.
not touch my feet. My feet, I have a problem. And he stepped on his toe. Jake Paul
And he
shouldn't
should
come
have
up like a
punched him.
weirdo either. Well, he
Yeah, that
punches
was.
him, and there's no fight.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. I didn't.
I
see what
mean,
you're saying.
I'm just saying. I bet at least a slap is like whatever.
I just go back to the old Charlie Murphy. You don't slap another man.
Dude, if
Rick
Mike
James
Tyson
did.
slapped me, I'm done. See you
Yeah.
later.
Oh, me and you'd still be laying on the floor there.
Oh, I mean, dude,
Let's not be silly here.
Those power slap guys, like their faces.
Oh, that stuff's crazy.
Immediately swell up.
Yes, immediately. That's enough.
That's some of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
It is crazy. Let's get out of Mike Tyson to Jake Paul and get into the good stuff while everybody's here.
Yeah,
TCF Sports Minute. We got the Bears. They're 4-5. It's Packers week. Shane Waldron's been fired. Okay, dude, I was just going to send you this because this is on our list of things to talk about. I put Tyson Bagent time, question mark. Did you see the theory floating around about Tyson Bagent and like the rumors that that players are? Yeah, dude, they started from his dad.
Yeah, it's not. Dude, that's insane to think that you would take Caleb Williams out of the starting position and he's fully healthy and put Tyson Bagent. I love Tyson Bagent. He seems like a really nice guy. He's a backup quarterback. Yeah. I'm not changing you want to be a franchise-changing quarterback after, 9 games for Tyson Bagent? That's just stupid.
But then it's like the circus that goes along with it of Tyson Bagent's dad starting it. Like, what a circus.
That doesn't seem far off. But it's just like all these people are like, oh, maybe Caleb came in a little too strong with his confidence. That's a quarterback. What do you mean? You want a quarterback to have less confidence? You don't know what, like, Bears fans for quarterbacks, we don't know what we want.
Well, you haven't seen a real quarterback in.
I understand that, but we got 9 games with Caleb Williams, and we think he can't start anymore. That is insane talk.
No, I agree. I'm saying it's just insanity. Waldron got fired on Monday or Tuesday, whatever it was. Where do you feel about that?
I think maybe it's what you always want with like a coach being fired. Maybe it puts a spark in the offense.
How do you feel about his replacement?
He seems like he's fired up, and he seems like he's actually like excitable. The Shane Waldron seemed like so boring, so blah. And
then like the things that came out was that he was trying to be too nice, is what's I think
Thomas Brown, right?
Yeah, Thomas Brown. Yeah,
I thought that was our old running back at first, but I think it's a change is what they needed. You wouldn't expected it from the Bears. I'm pretty excited that they actually made the change. There's no chance Eberflus gets fired the rest of the year.
I'm gonna say it didn't go far enough. Everybody knows who should have been fired. And don't get me wrong, Waldron was a bad offensive coordinator, but this all starts at the top. Everybody and their brother knows that it should have been Eberflus that also got fired. I just don't think it went far enough.
But I'm happy that they got rid of Waldron and maybe they'll try something new.
Yeah. Does it work? I think the last time that what was it, Thomas Brown? Last time he called plays was for the 2-15 Panthers last year.
Well, yeah, but that usually happens with guys who are like back up to the offensive coordinator. It's not like they've had big jobs.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. So Packers week, where do you feel? I think the Packers are 5.5-point favorites right now.
If you can go out and make it a game, I mean, you still got a lot of season left. I mean, as much as I said last week, they're not going to get above 500. They're 4-5 now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's still so much football left. You have 6 games against the division. That's every game, and 2 tough games between those. I think that if they can play well against the Packers, and I mean, you got to take, if you're going to take one, it's going to be the home game. Then you can kind of reset this season. And I think as much as we get mad at the Bears organization and the front office, I I think changing the offensive coordinators is really going to help. I think that it's going to spark this offense into, because Keenan Allen came out and said that he was just maybe too nice of a guy.
Yeah.
So hopefully it gets the offense going, and the defense has always been there. It's kept us in games. So if the offense can start playing well, be exciting.
As a Packers fan, I will say it just doesn't feel like everybody's, on Monday, the Packers, this is going to be a blowout because everything, all hell was breaking loose. But here's the thing: the Packers just don't seem to put anybody away, right? They're whatever it is, 6-3, or I think 6-3. But they just don't seem to put anyone. Everything comes down to like a last possession, and I know that like two of those games was Malik Willis against the Titans and the Colts, but it just doesn't feel like they've just buried a team. And obviously being on the road, interdivisional game, coming off of a coordinator getting fired, like this is a game that the Packers just have to step on someone's throat, and they really haven't done that yet. So that has me worried. In like, I still think the Packers are going to win, but I don't think everybody's like, well, they don't beat the Bears by 10 points. I'm like, the Packers just don't beat anybody by 10 points.
Every week you just hope that Jordan Love doesn't have like that nagging injury that he keeps kind of having. I mean,
yeah, thanks to Brazil.
It's gonna, unfortunately, he's not gonna get fully rid of it until the end of the season. I mean, you gotta.
Now they are coming off a bye week, so that makes me feel very good about that.
They're anything like the Bears. I mean, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, I hope they're not like the Bears coming off a bye week.
Sometimes bye weeks in the NFL are good and bad.
Yeah, last week I saw Jordan Love was at the Lakers game, so I'm like, just stay home and
recovery there.
Can you take your? I don't know, dude. Figure it. Like, just get better. Just feel better.
Lives, though.
Yeah, you're right, but 17-week season. Figure it out.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy that they just go away for a week, and it's like kind of nerve-wracking, probably for coaches.
I'll be honest. I think the Packers win this game. I do, but I just don't see it being by more than 9. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. The Bears are going to keep it close. It's going to be at home. The Bears defense is good. The Packers don't put anybody away. I think the Packers win, but it's not going to be the blowout that everyone was expecting on Sunday and Monday.
It's the last chance really the Bears have to save their season. They get to 5-5.
Yeah, you go to 4-6.
The Packers. They still got division games to go. But if you go 0-1 in the division already against probably either the second or third best team in the division, I mean, the Lions are just above.
Yeah, the Lions are a different animal.
And I still think the Vikings are going to regress. And
yeah, they have been regressing.
Yeah. I think you just we always say this week is official. If they lose, you go to 4-6, and it's over.
Yep, I agree. Let's move into some more sad sports stories. The Blackhawks, I guess I shouldn't say sad. They're playing better than they were last year. 6-10-1. They got 13 points. They're only the 6th worst team in the NHL this year. So last year we were the worst or the second to worst. So I guess we'll take it. Bedard's got, I think, 17 points, maybe something like that. So
it's all you got to really worry about is you just want Bedard to keep playing well. It's going to take a little while.
Yeah, you want those young guys to, keep getting their shots and playing better, and like Foligno's playing better. And
if you are trying to watch the Blackhawks, they have now the app you can get.
$30 a month. Screw you, Jerry.
You can pick. You can pick if you want just Bulls or just Blackhawks or just White Sox or 2 of 3 and stuff like that.
So how much do you think that just the Bulls is going to cost me?
I don't know.
Because I saw $30.
Yeah, I think it's $30 for all 3 teams.
Okay. I will pay $10 to watch the Bulls. I will not pay $10 to watch the Blackhawks.
Yeah. But at least they're giving you a better chance than saying there's nothing.
Hey, Zach, this is an awesome idea. Too bad they didn't have it ready at the beginning of the season, like a competent group of morons could have figured out.
It seems like Chicago is a huge city, but everything we do is just tough.
Just dumb. Just
sports
dumb.
Teams, sports stations,
weather.
Yeah. We should
Speaking,
we should be weathermen.
yeah, I don't know if we could figure out the like reverse thing where everything's not
Just
there
guess.
and you're just pointing at it.
Just
We could
guess.
figure it out. Absolutely. Bulls 5-7. Thank God. Pray to whatever deity you believe in that they're in the Eastern Conference because right now they're the 6th seed, boy.
They went into Madison Square Garden and stole one.
Stole one up 22.
They were up 22.
Brutal.
But they won. That stupid in tournament thing is going on now.
I like it. I'm all in on that.
So dumb, dude. Those courts suck.
No, we're going to be ranking those next week. I meant to do it this week and forgot. So,
dude, they're just like too much. Some of them are just too much.
We have an argument every week, whether it's candy or jerseys or courts or whatever. I love them. I think they're sick.
And then they just came out saying that they're going to make maybe changes to it next year.
Oh.
So it's like, I don't know. I don't like it. But the Bulls, I'm not sure if that was the playing game or a tournament game or not.
I don't know.
I know tonight is.
Yeah, I think it's Tuesdays and Fridays is what I heard. So
dumb.
You know what's not dumb though, Zach? That's delicious coffee from our friends over at Connect Roasters Coffee. Best coffee around that you're going to find. The only coffee that your 3-time Gold Glove winning left fielder Ian Happ drinks. All right, make sure that you check out our friends over at Connect Roasters. Like I said, they work with Ian Happ. They work with Dom Frederick. They're in the Cubs clubhouse, so you know it's good quality coffee. You cannot go wrong. Make sure you check out the website, connectroasters.com. Follow them on X. Connect Roasters, get yourself on over to Bourbonnais, Illinois. Visit the store. I promise you will not be disappointed.
If you get a little sleepy, it being dark at 4:30, go get some coffee.
So as always, a big shout out to our friends over in Bourbonnais at Connect Roasters. We got a quick media recommendations for you guys this week. Like we talked about, weather's getting worse, sun's going down earlier. It's perfect time of year to find some good media to take in. So what do you got for us this week, Zach?
For any Bears fans, it's called the Stretch Podcast. It's Eddie, Barstool, White Sox Dave, Chief, and Big Cat. And they do it, I think, usually Mondays after the game and then Thursdays. And they have had some really good interviews. They had Ron Rivera. They just had somebody else really good, too.
Formerly known
they've had Cole Kmet on there. They've had Cole Kmet on.
Used to be the mid show, was before that Redline Radio.
Yeah, and now it's just strictly. Well, they talk mostly Bears. I think they're gonna they talk Bulls a little bit and Blackhawks, but there's just really not much to talk about. But it is all encompassing.
Encompassing.
I tried. But it's like all Chicago sports. When you're not listening to this podcast about all sports. But yeah, you don't get to see Big Cat in a lot of Chicago sports, just Chicago sports stuff. So it's interesting. They get really good interviews too.
I used to listen to the mid show and Redline Radio all the time, and then when they pivoted to just Bears stuff, I haven't listened to it since. But obviously, Big Cat being
on Bears right now, but it's mostly Bears because I mean, once baseball starts back up, it'll be different though.
Yeah, I'll probably jump back on because that's a good crew, and then you throw Big Cat in the mix.
And if anything was exciting to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. My media recommendation this week is just a yearly PSA I give to everyone out there that even remotely follows high school basketball. Obviously, I've talked about this a million times. I coach high school basketball, but Michael O'Brien from the Chicago Sun-Times, of an incredible podcast about high school basketball in the state of Illinois. We just started practice on Monday throughout the state, but it's called the No Shot Clock podcast, and he does it with Joel Hendrickson, the Mid-Suburban Hoops Report. It's usually like 4 minutes once a week, just kind of run down the big names, the big games going on, mostly in the Chicagoland, but there are some pieces from outside of it. So No Shot Clock podcast if you follow high school basketball at all. And I had one other one. I don't know if I've talked about it. I think I have. But me and Zach used to be Tosh.0 the show on Comedy Central. But Daniel Tosh has his own podcast, and I have officially all caught up on all episodes. So if you like Tosh Show or Tosh.0, go listen to the Tosh Show podcast. So those are my two this week.
Yeah, a lot of mine have already been talked about because it's just like you just listen to the same podcast, and it's crazy when you think about like, wow, I've been listening to this podcast for like 3 years.
Yep. And we've talked about, like, we've both listened to every episode of Pardon My Take. I've talked about it before. This history comedy podcast I started listening to during the pandemic, and I liked the first episode I listened to was episode like 400 that they had done. So I went all the way back to the beginning and have been working my way back up to catch up. And I am now down under 100 episodes to go till I'm completely caught up. I think there's like almost 700 episodes, and I'm almost at 600, somewhere around there. So it's not even one I listen to regularly. I call it my weekend podcast because when I run out of regular stuff, like, Pardon My Take and Dog Walk and like the daily updated ones, I go back and listen to old episodes of The Dollop. So it is weird how we kind of get in these ruts, and we do not ruts, but routines, and we just keep doing the same thing over and over.
It's wild just to think about, like Pardon My Take's like 7 years old.
Yeah.
And then there's also a great feeling of when you get to find a new podcast, like right when it starts.
Yep, that is true. That's where I kind of, it started Tosh Show when it started. I got behind a couple episodes, but I keep catching up because they're only like 45 minutes. So, and it's only once a week, and I find Daniel Tosh hilarious. So
that's the problem with some of my podcasts, that they're so long.
Yeah, I tried to do a couple, like the Coley Mick one we talked about. They went from 1 hour to 3 hours in about a month, and I just couldn't do it anymore.
Somebody like me, though, I just pretty much listen to podcasts all day long, so it's kind of nice.
Let's jump over to the college football corner, and I know I'm going to say this now, and this is going to come out tomorrow morning, and I'm going to look stupid. This weekend of college football kind of stinks.
I have a big take. Notre Dame is so overrated. Dude, they lost to, no offense, Boomy, a 500 NIU team at home. And they're pretty highly ranked, I think.
And since then, though, have beat opponents by at least 17 points. I'm starting to come around on Notre Dame.
I'm not, dude. I think you got to, with the amount of teams here, you got to look at the strength of schedule. Like,
they're going to get in. There's
no way they should be ranked higher than Georgia. Dude, Georgia's played so much better teams.
Yeah, I agree there.
I think it's wild. I think that's the nice thing about this tournament is it will really allow teams to maybe be pretty humbled.
Yeah, I agree.
Like everyone's gonna love it until like it's gonna be like Georgia, Alabama, and then in the national championship game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing everybody's been complaining about for the last.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna go to a 12-team playoff, and it's just some of these teams you look at, and it's like, I mean, I really like Indiana, but can they step up to like a Georgia?
This might be a hot take. I don't think Indiana can beat Notre Dame right now.
Because unfortunately, teams like them, and I mean, Ohio State has the one tough loss to Oregon, but they just don't have a lot of great games played.
Yeah. I think the best midday, there's really nothing good in the mornings or morning early slate. Everything's kind of, I think Texas, Arkansas has a possibility of being a really good game because it's at Arkansas. Obviously, we've talked about Colorado. They're going to Utah, who got screwed last week. And Colorado's still a 13-point favorite.
Yeah, because you look at a team like BYU, who's highly ranked, and it's like, you almost just shouldn't have won that game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a win's a win.
But I think at 3:15, Missouri goes to South Carolina. South Carolina's been playing really well this year. They've lost a couple close games. Missouri is ranked. This is insane to me. Missouri is ranked 23rd in the nation, just beat Oklahoma, who is down. I will not argue that. But they are going on the road to South Carolina, and they are 13.5-point favorite, or dogs.
It's one of those
13.5-point dogs, and you're ranked 23rd in the country.
It's one of those weeks that we say it could be boring, but maybe that's when the best games happen.
Yeah, I do think that the 6 o'clock slate, though, has some really, really good games. We talked about it a little bit last week. Arizona State at Kansas State, 2-7-2 teams. The winner kind of gets to stay alive in the Big 12, picture at least. And then Tennessee and Georgia at 6:30. I think the loser of that, if Georgia loses, they're out.
Yeah,
they're out. I think
with 3 losses.
Yep. And Tennessee, that would only be the loss. They would then be really in a dog. They're around the 11, 12, 13 seed in the, obviously it doesn't matter for a couple weeks, about a month now. But I think Tennessee has the possibility to put the nail in the coffin of the Georgia season, and Georgia's a 9.5-point favorite against a team ranked higher than them.
I know that's where these rankings just are confusing.
It doesn't make any sense. But Georgia has had bad games. It's not the same Georgia. Carson Beck is not very good.
But what I want, and I keep hating on Notre Dame, I want them to be in a spot because they don't have a conference championship game. So that should play into it. Not saying they should knock them out of the tournament, but they should go down a few ranks at that week if other teams are better.
Right. I think they should be at highest an 8 seed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They shouldn't get rewarded for not playing that week.
Yeah, but you know how it is, man. It's all about money, and the NCAA wants Notre Dame to be a part of the tournament. So
yeah, I mean they will be at this point.
It's so much more money for them, but I will say it now.
You'd hate to see them lose this week.
Virginia's not going to beat Notre Dame. Virginia's not good.
And then do they play Army still?
Yeah, they still got Army left.
It could be tough.
Could be. I hope it is. I really do. Like I say, I'll say it right now, and you could end up clipping this up later. This seems like it could be a bad week of college football, but we're still going to sit on our couches and watch it for 12 hours. So
yeah,
doesn't really matter.
Bad football is still good football.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move to a new segment. This one I just pulled out of my rear end earlier. It's called President, and we're each going to get a chance to invent 3 new rules or laws that we would implement if somehow one of us 2 idiots ever became president. Next election cycle, Zach, I will be 35, so I could technically run for president in 2028.
Yeah, you and the new president kind of have the same qualifications.
That's no comment. Do you want to go first? You want to rip all 3? Do we want to go back and forth?
I'll go first, and then we'll just go back and forth. Mine is, I hate to be this way, bicycles. Get off the road, dude. I get so annoyed with bicycles on the road. I know certain spots don't have sidewalks, then you can't go there. Sorry.
Yeah, they tell you not to ride your bike on the sidewalk. That's stupid.
Yeah, the sidewalk is there for, I guess, walking too. I just don't.
Yeah, but not that many people walk. Okay, I'm thinking about the town that we live in. I'm sure in Chicago and big cities, people walk there. But in Mendota, 7 people are out walking the sidewalks every day.
Yeah, I just don't like bicycles.
I think they should just, if there's a road, just build a bicycle path 10 feet off of it.
Or just don't. I don't know. I guess you can't say don't ride a bicycle, but
I don't mind a bike ride. I like taking my bike out every once in a while. So I'm not completely with you, but I completely understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, I've also get in my way.
Had a little accident with someone on a bike, so
yeah.
My first rule that I'm going to implement: 4-day work week. I would rather, even doesn't really matter. Everybody's job is a little bit different, but I think a 4-day work week with a 3-day weekend. I know 4-10s suck, but I would rather do that.
That's not bad.
I think everybody could figure it out.
Yeah.
Or if you're in retail, okay, you only have a 4-day work week, but maybe you work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you get Monday, Tuesday. You get what I mean? Everybody should get 3 days off.
Yeah, I like that.
Might be dumb. I don't know. And this, as a teacher, I think there's some states that have tried the 4-day school week. I don't hate it. I'd rather go 7 to 4 or whatever it is, 7 to 5. I'd rather go 7 to 5, 4 days a week.
Yeah, but then you think, then we're going to want 5 days. Or
I think we should give it a shot. That's what I'm saying. Give it a shot.
The problem is though, like only like certain places. I mean, restaurants couldn't do it and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you could though. You could. You just work 4 days and then get 3 days off.
But you'd be like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, probably be off.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see. I mean, I
What's
like
your
that
second
idea.
one?
Oh, this is gonna be wild. If you blow a stop sign, your tires pop. Dude,
you're gonna kill people doing that.
People who blow stop signs infuriate me.
Yeah, it's.
I get like if there's something crazy going on, I guess. But people who just blatantly blow a stop sign, even though there's nobody around, that's when there should be like sticker. Boom! There's your tires.
I feel like you're gonna accidentally kill someone the first day of this policy.
If all 4 tires go at the same time, you're fine.
I don't think that's true.
No, the thing is, I mean, it's right when you go through the stop sign.
All right, so just like disable. Like I don't disagree with that. It is insanity.
If you think about it, though, if you're doing something stupid, don't blow a stop sign.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right?
Or like pull out in front of somebody. Oh,
yeah. I like where you're going with this. I'm between 2 right here. Internet should be free and available for everybody. Do you know how much of our lives, like everyday lives in 2024, everything needs the internet? You cannot live without the internet in 2024 unless you're a hermit living out in the forest. It's like one of those things that, like, it's definitely possible, right?
Yeah.
We have satellites. Elon has his little Starlink. It should be available from the East Coast to California and everywhere in between. There's no reason there should be blackout spots, and it should either be free or like $5 a month.
I wonder how
Give me
much
a break.
it is like for a company to like run my internet and how much of a profit they make.
Oh, you probably don't want to know. It's probably so much it'll make you physically ill.
My last one, it kind of goes on yours. Like when there's a big sporting event like Super Bowl, like World Series Game 7, we should always have that next day off. The whole world.
I agree.
Like Game
Floating
7
holiday.
World Series next day, everyone has the day off.
Yep. Anything Game 7 related.
Actually, Super Bowl. We know when the Super Bowl is going to be. You can always plan that day
I think that's going to get changed when if they add one more week into the NFL season. The rumor is that they want to go to an 18-game season, 2 preseason games. It would move the Super Bowl back to President's Day weekend. I think is it President's Day or Martin Luther King Day? Martin Luther King? I don't know. Whatever the holiday is in the middle of February. I'm having a brain fart moment here. So it would be on that weekend, so everybody would get Monday off.
Like the day after the Masters, you should get that Monday off, like that kind of stuff.
Yep. And my last one, when I become president in 2028, 1 day a month, and I'm not going to tell you what day it is. I'm going to tell you at 5:00 in the morning that day, 1 free gas pump usage, 1 day a month. Maybe 1 day every couple months. I don't know exactly the specifics, but here's the thing. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to let it.
Is it just for one person or is it for everybody?
1 person, 1 tank. That's all you get. And but here's the thing. That's where I like the gamble of it, because if you fill up on Tuesday and I announce it Wednesday morning, you're out of luck. Sorry.
It'll be even better. You get 4 gas tanks. You go to the wrong gas tank, it's on you. You go to the right gas tank, it's free, but nothing looks different.
Oh, you have throwing a little gambling action.
It could cost you money. It just depends on which one you stop at.
Just 1 day a month. Every gas station's in on it. But we gotta use some facial recognition technology or something. Even if you're at 3/4 of a tank and you can only fit $8 worth of gas in your tank. There you go, $8 free. If you're completely empty.
Can I make one more?
Let's hear it.
Weed should be sold at like a grocery store.
Kind of like beer.
Alcohol's at a local. I mean, alcohol's at the store.
Yeah, but the problem is like Like, I don't know how much you've been out east. Like gas stations in some states aren't even allowed to sell beer. You have to buy like beer and
I know, but like,
spirits from.
wouldn't it be cool? Like at like a high V, you could go and like, oh, I'm getting food. Oh, there's some joints.
Yep, yep. I mean,
Because
I feel like
they have
eventually we'll get there, but
ginormous areas for liquor.
yeah, I feel like it's going to get there, but I like that.
But I
Might
think
as well.
it has to be federally legal for it to be doing that, and I don't think it.
Yeah,
I don't know if that'll ever happen.
We're a long way from that. Let's jump into it, Zach. We got the Week 11 pick show. Good week last week for me and Maddie. Not so much for Zach. Nipping at the heels here, big guy.
I'm letting you guys back in it.
Let's see. Me and Maddie went 4-2. Zach went 1-5. Zach's in first at 31-29. I am in second at 29-2. Just 2 games behind. Maddie closing the gap a little bit, 19-49-1. Nope, 39. That's numbers way off. 19-39-1. And that number's not even right.
Books over there.
Nope. I changed some things around. If you'd ever open the sheet, you would see it. I digress. He's 19-40-1. So let's jump into this week. Who you got in the noon games?
I got Bears plus 5.5 versus Packers. For the simple fact is this is their season, and if they want them, whatever, the rest of the season to matter, they have to win this game. And then I got Steelers plus 3 at home against the Ravens. I'll take Steelers.
I have that as well.
I would take a money line. I mean, at home.
Yep.
I don't think the Ravens are that good.
I don't know if I don't think the Ravens are that good, but I think Pittsburgh is that good.
The Ravens have
Pittsburgh's playing really well right now. I like one of your picks. Like I said, I'm with you on the Steelers. I am going to take the Jameis revenge game. Give me the Browns +1 on the road. I think the Saints are just god awful. I don't know what it is. And don't get me wrong. Like, I think the Jameis magic is up. Like, he's good for one start a year. Like, teams figure Jameis out really fast. But coming from the Saints, going to New Orleans where they're horrible, no Olave, I just don't know.
If you watch a Jameis Winston game, you're going to have fun.
Yeah. And I think that it's just, enough. They're 2 really bad football teams. I'll take my roll of the dice on the Cleveland Browns. Moving to the horrible afternoon slate. This is bad.
Three games. So dumb. Falcons +2 at Broncos. This is a weird number. Okay. And then Bills -2 at home against the Chiefs. I think somebody's got to beat the Chiefs. I don't even think, I don't know if you can really say that the Chiefs, you can because they're undefeated, but if you look at their games, they played some games that they should have won by a lot more.
I've only got one stat for you, and this is the easiest one I'm taking all day. Kansas City -2. In his career, Patrick Mahomes, as an underdog, covering the spread, 12-1-1. That's all you need to know.
2-1.
Not going to happen. Kansas City covers 2, wins the game.
I'm not even saying that they're a bad team or anything, but at some point they got to have a little bit of a slip up and not always be able to win the crazy games.
But I feel like we've been saying that for 6 weeks now.
Yeah.
My other game, I don't know why. I don't like this game at all. I don't think either of these teams are very good, but I'll take the Seahawks +6.5, mainly because I just don't think that the 49ers are good enough to be by a touchdown right now.
They're having a weird season.
They're 4-5, and I don't know. I'm not impressed with what they've been doing. They've had some really bad losses. Seattle in the same breath. I was going to take Atlanta, but I heard a stat about what's his name? Sean Payton against his former division. So it's going very well for Sean Payton against the NFC South. So
dude, I don't like Bo Nix.
I kind of do too.
I don't like him, is what I said.
Oh, I disagree. He's going to be all right.
I don't like him.
Sunday night, at home versus the Bengals. Chargers -1.5. I think the Bengals stink. I'm tired of saying they're going to figure it out because they clearly haven't yet. I don't know if there's still something wrong with Joe Burrow. The Bengals aren't good.
I am taking the Bengals. I think it is a game where they come out and play well. And, dude, I mean, Justin Herbert's been playing really well. I'm so over the Harbaugh stuff. As a Bears fan, it is so annoying to me that all these Bears fans think that if we had John Harbaugh, maybe we'd be undefeated. If we had John Harbaugh, like we'd be somewhat different, dude. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. It's what did you call it? Revisionist history?
Yeah.
Like, dude, if we had John Harbaugh, he would have made this team way better. Dude, or he would be in the same spot.
Yeah. Because it's the same organization. It's an organization thing more than a coaching thing.
This whole John Harbaugh, like, and then what, in 3 years when he gets burnt out, it's not going to work.
Yep. I don't know. I think they're playing well right now, and it's just year one of Harbaugh.
The Bears shouldn't have gotten rid of Eberflus. I'm going back to the Bears now, but I don't think John Harbaugh would have been this magical great move.
I don't think from what we've seen in the last, since 2005, it just doesn't feel like it matters who they would have brought in.
And he went to
an organizational. It's higher than the head coach.
He went to a good Chargers team. Like,
yeah,
we're just he likes to have fun out there, and like there's funny videos of him playing catch during practice.
I think that's annoying. That I agree.
It seemed like he put this team together.
Yeah, they had some really nice
Justin Herbert. Like, I don't know. I think the Jim Harbaugh stuff is just so overblown. Like, he's just NFL genius.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
He's been to Super Bowls and he won the national championship, but I don't know. I know I'm probably because I'm a Bears fan, and there's been so much of like, well, what if Jim Harbaugh would be on this Bears team? Or have I been saying John Harbaugh?
No, you said.
I think I've been saying John though by accident, but Jim Harbaugh. It's like, it's just I don't know.
Yeah. No, I understand. I get what you mean. Monday night, Texans at the Cowboys. Houston is 7-point favorites. Give me Houston. The Cowboys are just a dumpster fire. I don't know what else to say.
Because that's just a big number at home, and the Texans haven't been playing that great.
Here's what I'll say, Zach. I feel like I have picked the Cowboys a lot this year, and it has absolutely shot me in the foot. And this week I had to think very hard about it again because I do think that's a really big number for the Texans to cover. But I just refuse to pick the Cowboys.
But to win by more than a touchdown is tough on the road. It doesn't really matter who is playing quarterback.
If you want a little peek in the trust tree here, I had Dallas written down when it was at 7.5 this morning. I've seen it gone down to 7. That's the only reason I'm thinking they might win or at least push.
Also, the Dak Prescott stuff. How many doctors has he seen?
I don't know if there's many doctors he hasn't seen.
He's like, I gotta go see this fourth option just to make sure I have to have surgery.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy right now. I don't know what's going on. Cooper Rush.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It's not like Dak's been playing that great.
Yeah, the whole organization there's a dumpster fire.
It's so though. As much as you get mad at the Bears organization, at least they don't come out and say stupid shit like Jerry Jones does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They come out every once in a while and they're nice people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're a Cowboys fan, you gotta be like, dude, after sometimes it's just like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you one bit. I find Jerry Jones insanely annoying, so. But that's most billionaires for me. Let's finish things up here, Zach. We got the top 3, and we're just gonna kind of leave this a little wide open. Talked a little bit at the beginning of the show about it, but we're going to do NFL coaches. But a caveat here is we've had to have seen them or grew up watching them, not picking, like Vince Lombardi, guys who were dead by the time we were born. You know what I mean? So that's what we'll keep it. Do you want to go first or do you want me to?
I'll go first. You never would have picked him, but Lovie Smith, loved him. I mean, he was one of the best Bears teams too. Who gets fired after having a winning season?
And Bears fans then couldn't wait to run him out. They hated him by the end, and now looking back, it's
It's
insane.
almost like an organizational thing. Like they're going to fire him, so then whatever. Why fire him? He was 10-6.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Fired if you go over 500.
I like that. Maybe that's your new presidential rule.
You know what I mean? Like what?
Yep. I think that's a good one. I will say this: my first pick, I think, is the best football coach of all time, and that's Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it. I hate the Patriots, but
without him, maybe it's Brady.
Yep, I hate to say it, but I mean, the guy's phenomenal. My second favorite one that I've had in my lifetime, watching Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin does nothing but win games.
Good one. That would be my next one. Oh,
I feel like he's been so constant. I mean, he's been in NFL head coach for almost 20 years, and they're just always good. And if they have a down year, it feels like they're back within a year.
Mine's gonna be a little controversial here, but it's John Gruden. I mean, it seemed like he was a player's coach, though.
Yeah, but he got lucky that he won a Super Bowl early in his career in 2001 or whatever it was, because it was abysmal after that.
Well, a lot of coaches go through that. Not everyone can be Mike Tomlin and be have a 500 team. He's had a 500 team every single year he's been with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What do you think John Gruden's career head record is?
What are we doing here? Bringing out my picks?
I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm not going into your guys' records.
I would love if you did, because John Gruden 117 and 112.
We're going with our favorite coaches.
Fair enough. I'm just being nitpicky here.
I'd rather play for John Gruden than I would for Bill Belichick.
I don't know if that's true.
Unless he's got Brady, then I don't want him.
You don't like to win?
Well, if he has Brady, then he's going to win. But not if he doesn't have Brady, he's not going to win.
Was that your second or third round pick?
Let's have one more. I'm not going to go with any Bears coaches because they love this. I know I hate to say this, Dan Campbell. I mean, yeah, because he's in a division, but dude, he has turned around that organization. That was one of the worst teams in the NFL. And
I hate that I like Dan Campbell.
And now he has he has a team that the Bears could only wish for.
Like I said, I hate that I like Dan Campbell because I hate the Lions, but he's a good coach, and seems like a guy you'd want to play for. And he's going to bring out the best of you.
They're good. They're set to be good for a long time.
Yeah, I can't even begin to.
The guy who goes out there and gets hurt all the time or puts his body on the line. He will throw the ball.
100%. Can't even argue with that.
David Montgomery.
My last pick, a guy that used to air it out all the time. I feel like his teams were ones I used to use on Madden. Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians felt like he just loved to throw the ball, and I don't necessarily like running game football. I like watching passing games, and Bruce Arians, he might not be like the hottest, flashiest pick, but he liked to get that thing going.
Talk about getting lucky with the Super Bowl at the end.
Yeah, big time. He was pretty solid in Arizona, but he obviously didn't have the hardware for it. But that does help. Who else did you have any honorable mentions here?
Not really, because like I said,
Bears
haven't had.
There's a lot of mid. Andy Reid, neither of us brought up. I do like Andy Reid. I
like Mike Vrabel, but he got fired from the Titans and doesn't have a job really, like head coach.
Yep. It's a chalk pick, but like Matt LaFleur, the guy does win. I think he's done a great job.
It's also a good organization.
Yep, that helps a lot. I'm trying to think of the other one I was kind of in between here. Mike Shanahan, who was the coach of those Broncos teams back in the mid-90s.
I do like Mike Zimmer. He's low-key a good coach.
Yeah, that's hard to argue with. Dick Vermeil. The one I got to bring up for my dad and my brother, though, Dick Vermeil, he was the coach of the greatest show on turf, the Rams team. That team aired it out. That team was fun to watch. So,
yeah. It's hard, though. Like in the NFL, there's just so many coaches.
Yeah, they cycle, and there's a lot of bad coaches.
I mean, like, on one team. So, like, is the head coach even getting to these good players? You know what I mean?
Right. No, for sure. Well, let us know who your guys' favorite coaches are during your lifetime. And that's going to be it for us for episode 241. As always, like we say, shout out to our friends over at Connect Roasters. Find us on X, @typical_Chicago, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe, rate, review, 5 stars. You can find me on X @BoomingTCF. You can find Zach there as well @Z. Lilia TCF. Maddie isn't with us tonight, but check him out @schools_01. Thank you for joining us. As always, we will be back next week. That was episode 241 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.